This is my Brazilian rainbow boa. Native to Brazil and northern South America, these snakes are one of my favorite animals of all time. A couple years ago, I built him this enclosure. It was a perfect oasis for my snake, but it's finally time to upgrade him into a more suitable enclosure. Using some of the features from his old enclosure, I will show you how I created my Brazilian rainbow boa's brand new home. In the office jungle. Deep in the jungles of the Brazilian forests lives a snake so striking that it could be mistaken for a dangerous, venomous viper. The Brazilian rainbow boa gets its name from its iridescent scales that shimmer into a rainbow when the sun makes contact. These amazing creatures are also closely related to the largest and most powerful snake on Earth, the anaconda. That's why when creating a suitable ecosystem for them, it is crucial to add a large water element in their enclosure, because when rainbow boas do not get enough hydration, it could become deadly. This is an enclosure I got from Amazon Prime, and I think it's just the right size to do the job. They gave me this acrylic sheet to put down on the bottom so that it doesn't get wet. And then I lined the edges with this silicone just to protect it from more wetness, from more humidity. Alright, so now that I have this thing on its back, like a good girl, I'm going to use some more of this silicone to kind of spread down on the back. Use some spray foam to make some ledges that I'll carve out later. Now I got this great stuff spray foam I'm going to use to spray on the back, let it expand, and then carve it to make a perfect little ledge. And then I do the same thing for the other side. Now while I let this expand and harden, it's time to work on the other main feature of this setup. Making an enclosure for... God, I say enclosure a lot in this video. Making a setup for a Brazilian rainbow boa would be right... Damn frogs. Making a setup for a Brazilian rainbow boa wouldn't be right without adding a few Brazilian touches to it. And what is more Brazilian than a Christ the Redeemer statue? I start out making the statue by using some modeling wire to make the basic shape of Christ with his arms out. Then, I cover the wire skeleton with foil to shape it out more. Once I like how it looks, I use some bakeable modeling clay and start modeling out the statue. This turned out to be way harder than I thought it would be. I don't know why I thought it would be easy, but here we are. After hours of modeling this thing that I will spare you of, this is what I came up with. I know the head is huge and the arms are really short, but good enough for me. After I bake it in the oven to get it nice and solid, I decided to paint it with this gold spray paint I found. I know the real statue isn't gold, but I just thought it looked really cool. Sue me, God! Once the paint dried, I screwed the statue into place and it became a perfect place for our Christ to look over my snake and bless him with his holiness. I made him look a little Asian for some reason. And he kind of looks like he's like a little beat up or something. It's the next day and the expanding foam is fully hardened. I also added this spiderwood branch in here for added climbability. Now I need to carve out the ledges and paint it up. I got this spray paint from Home Depot, and I asked the guy there if the spray paint would erode the spray foam, and he assured me that it would not. So I got to spray painting. Then, once the spray paint dried, this happened. Alright, so I brought this inside. You can see the spray paint did deteriorate the foam. I mean, the guy at Home Depot told me it wasn't going to happen, but it happened. No worries though, because I planned on painting it with a layer of dry lock anyway to help hold in the moisture. Once I get it all painted up, I have to disassemble the old enclosure and take out and clean the fish tank. Okay, so I got this into the spot here. It was a complete pain in the ass, but I got it here. Spiders and shit all over me. And now it's time to get the substrate in, put some hardscape, some plants, and we're ready to rock and roll. Alright, I got the substrate in here. I also put one of the old plants in there to help filter the water. We got the warm side over here, cool side over here. Added some fake plants and this driftwood piece of log that goes into the fish tank that he could use to get in and out. And it'll soak up with some of this water, create more humidity in here as well. Ta-da! Oh, Jesus the Redeemer. Oh, wow. That fits pretty good there. Now it's time to just add some final touches, and it's finally ready to introduce the guest of honor into his fresh new home. Alright, so I got him out. He's gotten so much bigger, but he is still so beautiful. I mean, look at the color on him. I might be biased, but I think he is one of the most beautiful rainbow boas I've ever seen. Sorry to everyone else. I think he might be a little hungry too. So once we get him in his new enclosure, we'll feed him. He's looking beautiful. I loved seeing him use the driftwood to hang out on, looking like his anaconda ancestors. I added these bleeding heart tetras in the fish tank, and I think it was a great addition. And here is him comfortably eating a meal, which to me is a seal of approval from him. This is why I love keeping exotic animals like this. Building enclosures for them is great enrichment for the animals, but also for me. If you watched all the way to the end, give your boy a like and subscribe. It really helps. See you next time.